Hello again, my little Osttruppen, and welcome to another Mordian Glory video. In today's episode, we shall be doing another Bolt Action 3rd edition unit review and deep dive. And this time, I might have stumbled across what might be the best transport in the whole game. Not just in the armies of Germany, but in all of Bolt Action 3rd edition. A bold claim indeed. But this thing is cheap, it transports men, and it comes with a really nasty bit of firepower. This is the Stummel. And I'm definitely pronouncing that wrongly. And so without further ado, let's mount up, roll out, and blitzkrieg right into this thing. Hi Joe! Did you know that the Mordian Glory channel is now officially sponsored by Warlord Games? Warlord Games is the company behind the outstanding World War II miniatures game, Bolt Action. And with Bolt Action 3rd edition, now is the time to pick up some models and do your part for king and country.
Bring up the pit!
So what are you waiting for, you fool? Click on the affiliate link down below, buy yourself some Bolt Action today, and support the channel. Now, before we can review the Stummel, we have to understand where it came from. That's right, it's an M. Night Shyamalan level twist. It's a double doozy, it's a 2-for-1. We're going to review the Hannomag 251/1 first, because this is a great baseline for then understanding what makes the Stummel so damn good. So the Hannomag is the quintessential, iconic German transport of World War II and, of course, by extension, Bolt Action. And I would say that if the Stummel didn't exist, the Hannomag probably would be the best transport in the entire game right now. It's a bit of a shame that it's had such a glow up only to be overshadowed. But what makes the Hannomag so good? Well, let's deep dive it. Firstly, we have the units cost. And if we're going to be honest and upfront about it, this is why it's so good. It's dirt cheap for what you're getting. 62 points for a regular Hannomag is bonkers, and I love it. Bear in mind that you could put one of these things, or several of these things, into a recce platoon, and for, I believe, 10 points per transport, so for 72 points, so still a discount from where it was in 2nd edition, and you get a recce Hannomag. Actually amazing. And unlike so many other transports, like trucks and stuff, the Hannomag comes with an MMG baked into the cost. And yes, it's going to be firing half the shots because it's a vehicle-based MMG, but don't forget this is a German vehicle, so actually it'll still be firing 4 shots, which is very respectable. The big thing about the Hannomag and other armored transports is the fact that they are an armored carrier, so they have that armor 7+. That's huge, because it just means that you're just not going to get sniped out by a bunch of rifles. Being able to spam a whole bunch of Hannomags, I think, is a very effective tactic. And what's interesting is we've heard a lot of people talk about doing this, but we've not seen a lot of people doing it yet. And I think a big part of that is simply because people need to go out there and like get the transports. But if you're someone that loves the idea of playing a fully mechanized blitzkrieg style German army, in 2nd edition, you couldn't really do it. Transport's too expensive. In 3rd edition, I think not only is it eminently possible, I think it is definitely desirable. Now, on paper, one of the most enticing bits about the Hannomag is its very large transport capacity. It can hold up to 12 men. Here's the thing. I think that's a trap. I don't think that's actually very useful. I've played many games about action. I've used quite a few transports, and almost never have I put a big full 10-man squad or 12-man squad in there. What I have found is people tend to go for smaller squads inside transports, or they go for bigger squads foot slogging across the board. Having a big squad, especially something like veterans like assault rifles, and then putting it inside a transport, it starts making things very expensive. Even with this being particularly cheap, it starts making things a lot more expensive. Most people end up just putting 5, 6, or 7 men inside a transport, and a lot of the capacity ends up going to waste. So whilst it's nice, it's a little bit of a on paper benefit and not a tangible tabletop benefit. Rounding out the rest of the unit entry, we can see that the Hannomag can tow a wide variety of guns, although I don't tend to find a lot of people bother with towing outside of historical or narrative scenarios, but it's good to know. It does have a number of weapon options. I wouldn't really bother with either of them. The first one is to add a rear-mounted MMG for 10 points. Never do this. It's literally a waste of 10 points. Rear-mounted, you shouldn't be showing your back to the enemy, sir. As for the, what I'm definitely going to mispronounce and butcher, the Panzerbuch 41, it's a very cool upgrade, but I don't think it's really needed because the Germans don't really struggle with anti-tank. You've got Panzer 3s and Panzer 4s coming out your asshole. You don't really need to start spending 35 points to upgrade your Hannomag to have what I can only describe as a very funky weapon. So overall, the SD KFZ 251/1 half-track Hannomag is bloody fantastic. It's cheap. It can transport lots of men, although you probably won't need the maximum truck carrying capacity. It's well armored, and it definitely has a home in pretty much every German army list. And I am surprised we have not seen more of these things being spammed left, right, and center. And by all rights, it should be considered the best transport in the game. But there is another. Enter left of stage, the Stummel. Now you will notice that there are two Stummel entries, the 250/8 and the 251/9. This one is good, but it's not the one that we're interested in. It's 85 points, has a light howitzer, and is an armored carrier 7+, but it can't actually transport anyone. The one we're interested in is the 251/9. This is what I think is the best transport in the game. For just 8 points more than the regular Stummel, and for just 31 points more over your standard Hannomag 251, you get an armored carrier, so it's still got armor 7+, which can transport up to 8 men, which is more than enough, as we have described. There's no difference between transporting 8 and 12 realistically, and it can still tow stuff. And if you really wanted to, you could add an MMG to the front arc. But even better, it comes with a forward-facing light howitzer. Oh, so good. I cannot overhype. I cannot express enough how much of a big deal this light howitzer is. The fact that you have an armored transport that is going to transport all of the men with assault rifles and SMGs that you want, and it's also going to be slinging 2-inch HE templates around is phenomenal. It's fantastic. You might be wondering, but Mordian Glory, what's the big deal with this thing? It's just a light howitzer, isn't it? It's just such a good amount of firepower. It's just such an upgrade over the MMG because of one big thing. Saves. There are so many cover saves in bolt action. Heavy cover is not particularly uncommon, and if you go down behind heavy cover, your unit has got a 2+ save. The only way to get around that is in point blank or in direct fire. If you get into point blank range, then the enemy can benefit from cover, but they can't benefit from down. So if you were to take your Stummel, load up with blokes with, let's say, SMGs to keep the cost down a little bit, drive it forward, jump the guys out, hose them down, the enemy's only going to have a 4+ cover save or 5+ in the soft cover, and then you could just splat a big template, a big 2-inch template into that unit as well, hitting on a 3, because hits on 4 base, move, 5, point blank, hits on a 3. That is a really deadly package. But the other way you could look at this is indirect fire. Let's say you've got a unit which your Stummel's driven up, The guys have jumped out. They're doing their thing. And you're like, you know what? I need to start raining some shells down on that enemy anti-tank gun. That enemy infantry squad. That thing that just dug into cover that's just pissing me off. Okay, well, I'm just going to start lobbing light howitzer. I only need 1.6. I only need 1.6. Just a lucky 6. And you might say, oh yeah, but Mordian, you know, you've got to try and get a 6 like 1 light howitzer. My friend, why are you thinking about this in terms of 1s? Why are you not thinking about this in terms of like 3s? You take 3 Stummels. Wouldn't be breaking the bank. I'd say maybe 2 wouldn't break the bank. 3 would be pushing it a little bit. But you could take 3 Stummels and you'd be absolutely fine just lobbing shells. And if you're thinking about indirect fire, then why are we taking this as regular? $74 points for an inexperienced Stummel. It can still transport men. It can still fire indirectly. It's going to be less helpful for that direct fire point blank malarkey because it'll be hitting on 4s then. But for indirect fire, just... what is it? 12 points more? 11 or 12 points more. You can take a Hannomag, which has got a light howitzer. And sure, its leadership's going to be a little bit lower. You're right, it's going to be leadership 8 instead of leadership 9. If only there was some way that we could get cheap leadership buffs. Oh yeah, all of those inexperienced platoon commanders, which we're all forced to take because of all of the platoons we're taking now. Oh yeah, I could solve that issue by taking a 21 point platoon commander, and now my Stummels are running around on leadership 10. And I can get that leadership bonus for being inside the transport because it's open topped. And don't forget, from open top transports, you can also do snap to action. So you could have 2 or 3 Stummels, all inexperienced, all with light howitzers, transporting up to 24 men between them, more than enough. Just leave 1 spot on that 24 for an inexperienced or a regular officer. Regular if you want to be able to do the 3 snap 2s, and go snap 2, bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. It's dirt cheap. And you might be saying, but why wouldn't you do this with regular light howitzers? You wouldn't want to do it with regular light howitzers because they're static. They rely upon spotters. Spotters can easily be killed. And if you do lose your spotter, you've got to start moving your howitzer around, and it's just a bit of a nightmare. A light howitzer is like 50 points, with a spotter 60 points. It's not much of a discount than just taking an inexperienced Stummel. In summary, I think that the SD KFZ251/9 Stummel might be the best transport in the game. If you take it inexperienced and support it with easy leadership buffs, then you will have a transport that can be throwing down 2-inch templates. It's cheap enough where you can spam them. It's expendable enough where if it dies, you don't care, but it's doing multiple battlefield roles. It's transporting men, it's bringing significant firepower to the table, and it's not breaking the bank. Of course, all of this is just like my opinion, man. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think that the Stummel is the best transport? Have you gone insane with how badly I have mispronounced all of these words? And if you don't think it's the best transport, what do you think beats it? Are you a fan of the regular 251 Hannomag, or do you prefer the Stummel, or is there something else that I've not talked about today? And as always, don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference with boosting the video with the YouTube algorithm, which is especially important when we're covering other games to 40k like Bolt Action. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure, and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and Patreons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full-time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Redfield, 32, Jurgens, Miasma, Try Again, Bragg, R.J., Scorpion, Bonbonvert, Lord Pryor, Nicholas Walsh, John Stubbs, Guardian, Varney, Sword, Fish Trombone, Picklock the Forged. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.